Canada's Treaty No. 11 is an agreement between the Dominion of Canada and Dene nations north of the 60th parallel. It was signed in 1921. It was the 11th numbered treaty to be made by post-confederation Canada with Indigenous Nations north of the Medicine Line. It is a legally binding agreement that affirms the rights of the Dene First Nations over a significant portion of the Yukon and Northwest Territories in Canada. At the time, the Dene were a semi-nomadic people who were already living in the area, relying on the land for sustenance and livelihood. They were a large population, with at least 2,000 people in the area at the time of the signing. The treaty was a way for the Canadian government to recognize and formalize the rights of the Dene. It provided the Dene with rights and protections within the Dominion of Canada. Firstly, they were given tracts of land known as reserves. These reserves were set aside specifically for the Dene to use and inhabit. This land is held in trust by the Canadian government with the Dene having full access to it. Secondly, the agreement promises a yearly payment of $5 per person, commonly referred to as a treaty payment. In addition, the treaty also affirms Dene hunting and fishing rights. These specific rights were important at the time as the Dene relied on the land for sustenance and livelihood.
The treaty also assures that the Dene have access to medical and educational services. Lastly, the treaty also provided, and provides, the Dene with protection from any potential land grabbing or exploitation by outside interests. The treaty was a way for the Canadian government to ensure that the Dene were not taken advantage of by those looking to exploit their natural resources. It was a part of the colonization process that began in post-Confederation Canada in 1871.